Hey guys, so today I'm here to talk to you about awkward school stories. I have no idea why I said it like that, but let's just talk about awkward school stories, okay? So previously, I made a video called Awkward Boy Stories, and I said I'll make more awkward story videos because you know what? I'm an awkward person. My first awkward school story starts when I was in 3rd grade. So in my elementary school, a lot of people, well in any school in general, a lot of people will stick gum underneath the tables at lunch. But at my elementary school, they were so strict. Anyone who stuck that gum underneath the table they had to sit down on the bench during recess. And let me tell you, in elementary school, this was so important that was the most horrible punishment you could ever get in your whole entire life. So there's one piece of gum under the table and someone felt it and got on their hand and they were like, oh my god, who did this? And I raised my hand, I was like, oh haha, I did this, but I was totally joking. And you know what, I hate gum. I hate gum so much, I don't chew it, it's disgusting to me, so I thought it'd be funny if I'm like, oh hey, I stuck the gum under the table because, you know, I don't chew gum. So this little, she went and she told our janitor, Mr. Bacon. Yes, his last name was Bacon. Bear with me. Mr. Bacon was a very nice man, okay? Me and him, we cool. We were friends and everything. So she runs and she tells Mr. Bacon, like, hey, Taya, she put gum under the table. And Mr. Bacon calls me over. I was petrified. I was like shaking and I was like, oh my god, why? And he was like, did you put the gum under the table? And I'm like, no, Mr. Bacon, it wasn't me. And then the girl was like, you said you did. And I was just like, okay, I said I did, but I was just kidding because I thought it would be funny. And Mr. Bacon just basically told me it's not cool to lie, and I was like, okay. And he was like, you could go back and eat your lunch. But I was really scared, and that's why that was just an awkward situation in general. My second story is when I was in 7th grade. I'll never forget this one. So there's people previously that day painting my first period class. They painted the room red, and so yeah, there was paint all over my seat, like red paint. It was dried, but it's just all over my seat. And I didn't feel the need to ask someone like, hey, can I get a different seat? Because it's dried paint and like I don't want to bother anyone. So I just sat there, right? I was like the first person in class, kind of. So then everyone started coming in, you know, sitting down, doing their thing, getting out their work, and then the announcements come on and it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance and everyone stands up and I stand up and there's red paint all over my seat. And this guy named Tyler who sat next to me, we were in groups of 4, he sat next to me, and he looks at the chair, and then he looks at me, he's just like, and I was like, and kind of, we just stared at each other until I finally was like, okay, I thought I said this in my head. In my head, I was like, it wasn't me, but I guess I said it out loud, and then once I said that, he's just kind of like, and I was like, oh my god, why me? This final story happened to me this year, actually, at the beginning of the year. So I have an obsession with honey buns. Honey buns are my everything. I love honey buns. Honey buns are great. And so I brought a box of honey buns to school and I was eating honey buns and like I'm sitting there with a mouthful of honey buns and then there's this really tall guy, very tall, attractive guy, might I add. He comes over to me randomly. I've never seen this guy before and he's like, hi. And I turn around, like he said that to my back. He said it to me and I turn around with the honey bun in my mouth. I was like, hi. And kinda he just walked away, and so there goes my social life. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to subscribe and like, and go follow me on Tumblr and Twitter. Those links are down below. I very much love Tumblr. And besides that, I'll see you later, alligator.